This 55,000 square foot historical mega home sits on an 18-acre lot. It features 16 bedrooms, 35 bathrooms, a tennis court, pool, state-of-the-art security, and the ultimate home office. Built in 1792, this 132-room palatial estate is fit for a commander-in-chief. Some say it's priceless.
But what's it really worth?
The White House. People don't tend to live in this house very long, so something's wrong there. Ryan, what do you think?
I think that the White House, if it were on the market for sale, would be the definition of a trophy property. You are selling a pure brand. It opens you up not just to end users and not just to people who could afford to live in the White House, but to institutions, to banks, to funds that would want to say that they own the White House and may be willing to pay whatever it takes to be able to have that ownership. I mean, it sits on 18 acres of land with a lot of very, very powerful gates. So you have no issue with security. So I think that it's really for somebody who's looking for that quintessential trophy property.
It's a good powerhouse. Dolly, what do you think?
You know, I think it's actually the opposite, because I think the fact that it is the White House makes it very limited as to who might want it and what purpose they might want it for. And to the security, Ryan, sorry, it's pretty crappy.
Lately, anyway. Aaron, what do you think?
I'm gonna have to go with Ryan on this. Somebody's gonna wanna pay a lot of money to be part of that history, architecture, not to mention just the fact that it's huge. It's I think it's something like 55,000.
Yeah, which is, you know, kind of medium-sized by today's
exactly,
wealthy
for LA.
standards.
Yeah.
Look, Aaron, what do you think this is worth?
I would say $1.2 billion.
With a B, billion dollars.
I think you are gonna get a billionaire that has so much money that is gonna just say, I need to own it, I wanna own it. It's the ultimate trophy property.
Dolly, what's it really worth?
Well, 18 acres, 55,000 square feet. I'd say it's very similar to the East Hampton house, which is the record in the US today, the $147 million. I'd say $147 million.
You don't get a beach at the White House, though.
Exactly. Well, that's why I'm kind of going high with it.
All right, that's
Yeah.
generous. Ryan?
I am going to go on the high side because of what you're buying. You're not just buying 55,000 square feet worth of wood and plaster and steel, and it's not just 18 acres in Nebraska. I mean, this is the White House. And so you take all that into account, I'm gonna say an even billion.
An even billion. So 1.2, and 140, 150, something.
Yeah.
All right.
The thing is, for the person that can afford it, and we're talking multi-billionaire.
But what do they want it for?
A lot of these billionaires are buying for trophy. They're buying for trophy.
Unless you turn it into a museum. What are you doing with it? They're not going to live there.
Look, does any given billionaire need to buy anything? A lot of it's ego, a lot of it's because they want it, and a lot of it is because they can afford to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and hopefully it'll never come to the fact that we have to sell the White House, because if it does, we're all in trouble.
So what's the White House really worth? Leave your answer in the comment section below. You can also let the brokers know what you want to see featured next, and we may use your idea in a future episode.